Hello, everybody. Oh, goodness. I didn't put my paper back on my desk, so I have all kinds of reflections going on. Hi, Lee. Are you still here? I know that I was maybe a minute late here because I was over watching Jennifer and Christina. So I'm like, woof, I need to go live. I need to get my act together. So how are you doing today? Hello and welcome. I'm not going to put my face on camera today. It'll probably put me on camera against my will at some point because that sometimes happens, but I just took a shower. My hair's wet. I'm kind of a mess. So anyway, I am running around like a crazy person today because I'm getting on an airplane first thing tomorrow morning. So anyway, here we are live. So thanks for being here, guys. Hello, Polly. Hello. Hi, Lee again. So what I thought I would do today, get my mouse out of the way. You guys don't need to see that either, right? Is I'm going to go over what we did on Monday, our backgrounds that we made, and show you how they turned out. And then I'm going to make something with one of the new products that's releasing on Friday. At least show you how I colored it anyway. And then, like I mentioned before, I'm not going to be live on Friday because I'm going to be out of town. But then on Monday, I'm going to do the overview of the new release because we do have a new release coming on Friday. And I'll make something with it on Monday as well. We're going to have an Instagram hop on Friday. So anyway, if you are new here, hello, my name's Libby Hickson, and I go live most Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m., except for when I'm out of town. All right, so on Monday's live, we did a little mixed media. We played with the glossy gel. Hello, Brianne, and made some backgrounds with glitter and different things. And so I wanted to show you how they turned out. So this was the first one that we did where I mixed the glitter right into the gel and then put it through a stencil. And it's really, really pretty. I hope you can see how pretty this is on camera. This is where I used two different colors of glitter. So it was like a emerald green down to the more of a limey green. And so you can see it in there, really pretty. When you do it this way, you get maybe less glitter. Remember, I accidentally dumped a whole bunch into the first green, but I think that turned out better, having such solid coverage of the glitter, where this one's a little more sparse because I use less glitter on it. So you can see how that all works. Hi, Connie from Georgia. I'm saying hello from Georgia as well. I'm going to show you the other one I did where I sprinkled glitter on top in a minute because I actually used that on a card I just kept creating on Monday. All right, on this one, if you remember, the top half, I did orange ink blending first before the glitter gel, and on the bottom was just the same gel, but without the ink. And you can, I hope you can see, it's really, really clear in person. This is a much more solid orange up here because it had the orange behind the clear gel, so it makes sense. And this one is more not as solid. So different looks you can get with these. And I'm going to probably use this half on a card. That kind of looks like a picnic basket. It's a basket weave stencil. There's a little boo-boo where it went under my stencil, if you remember that from Monday as well. But anyway, I might put a bear with that and a little ode to Yogi Bear. Hello, Holly. Welcome, friend. This is one where I just used up some, I mixed some gel with blue ink on my craft mat. I just smushed my ink pad down and mixed it and then put it through the stencil. And I purposely left some of it without ink to have more of a funky mixed media background. I'm going to do something with this eventually, but you can see that that's how the blue colored gel turned out. And I did it on blue. You'd be able to see it better if I'd done it on a white or something, but it's basically blue raised gel on top of this blue paper. So very cool. This is my panel with just the gel medium that I can foil, or you could use it just like that as a cool background with just the tone on tone. I love this look. It is slightly sticky, not really sticky, but just like the tiniest bit, which is probably why that foil will stick to it, but not so much that it's going to stick to something, it doesn't stick to anything like that. All right, so maybe I'll foil that for you too, if you guys want me to get out my mink. This one is where I just used up some extra gel on a piece of cardstock, but you can see I already die cut from it. And you can die cut from it, so very cool. And then this is where I was putting the texture of that blue. Like if you wanted to make something full of texture on your mixed media project, you could have that be dragon scales. You could have it be water, just depending on the color you put in it, just to add some funky texture. And that's how it dried. It's completely dried with that texture in it. So very, very cool. So if you weren't here on Monday, I don't even know what day it is. Goodness. I was going to show you my gel, but it seems to have walked away. Where did I put it? Here it is. This is the product that I used, glossy gel. It's a creamy gel and it dries clear. Goes on white, dries clear. And that's how you can tell when it's dry, is that you don't see the white anymore. All right, so with what I did on Monday, I did make a card with it. Sorry, I'm dropping things here. This is the background where I sprinkled the glitter on top of the gel after I put it through the stencil rather than coloring the gel with the glitter. And like we talked about before, it ended up maybe a little thicker because the glitter kind of went beyond the boundary of the stencil a little bit when I added it on top. But this is what I die cut from the this piece for the green outline leaves. And then I cut the solid shadow with vellum. And then I used this new image from our release. Let me get out these products so you can see what the heck I'm talking about here. This is the leaf die set that is releasing on Friday. It is called Leafy Set 3 Dies. And so it has the shadows and then the outline that cuts that thin little outline of leaves. All right. And then I use that. And I use this. So the dies, hold on, I'm just grabbing out my products. So I want to show you some things with this. Okay, so for the elephant, I used this set that releases on Friday. It's not available right now on the website, but it will be on Friday. And stores will have it. Stores who ordered it will have it on Friday as well. It's called Go Wild, and I love it. I think it's so pretty with these really fun, solid animals with the nice little florals and leaves and stuff all over them. It does have coordinating dies. And let me show you. I went and stamped and embossed actually a whole bunch of them just so you could see. And I picked out my elephant to use, but I had them set up in my MISTI, so I did it several times. So you can see this is with the new gold embossing powder that is releasing on Friday as well. This is the same thing on black. So I just love these little animals. They're so pretty. And then I did some with colorful embossing powder because I wasn't sure what I wanted to put on my card. And so this is green that matches the green glitter that we used in the gel. And then I also used some of the teal. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the exact right colors. If you need them, I can go look. They're over in my drawer. But Pink and Main has a whole variety of embossing powders in solid colors as well as metallics. And then they also have the version of the color with the glitter built in as well. So lots of fun options for that. So it all kind of coordinates because the blue glitter or the green glitter, we use down here is the same that would be in that green powder if I had used the glitter version. So I love this set. I just love these animals. So one thing that's kind of cool that I wanted to show you, if you do foiling and you like these animals, there is a foilable set coming out on Friday as well. And it's called Go Wild Foilable Sheets. And what's cool is they are the same size as our animals. So when you foil with these sheets, so there it is. You could use it black and white if you wanted to. Then you have perfectly black stamped animals. But you can foil these with any of the many, many colors of cheer foil, which if you watched last Friday and saw me swatch a lot of them, there's a lot of different colors. And so you can foil them. And then the dies that go with the stamps actually cut out the foiled images as well. So you can see like this moose is the exact same size. So the foiled images can cut out with the same dies that the stamps cut out with. So all these kind of go together. So that's kind of cool. So that's a little rundown of the things I started talking about on Friday, and I didn't get very far after all my gel stenciling and cleaning up and going back and forth. Oh, the last thing I wanted to mention, another foiling product, and this was actually in our foil of the month kit, but you can buy it separately on Friday, is the Wild About You Sentiments foilable pack. And it has both the, black and white, but either the positive or negative, where if you foil this version, it's going to be foil where all the black is and white lettering, where this one will be colored foiled letters and then white background. And you can just use these as sentiment strips. You don't have to foil them. So I cut out one set of them just in black and white without foil. And that's what I put on my card here for my message. And I used hope you have tons of fun because it's an elephant and elephants weigh tons. so anyway, that's that. Hi Paula from Barbados, and hi Connie as well. Did I already say hi to Connie? I'm not sure, but Can those stamps be done with the flock from Pink and Main? Let me think about that. How would you do that? I don't think there's an easy way to stamp it and add flock. I think if anything, you would have to try to, use glue to flock those. I can't think of a way to do that. I don't think we have like a emboss and stick kind of product where you could stick the flock to it, but I'll check with Michelle. And if I'm wrong, if you're on another video, Connie, ask me. And if I got a definite answer, and I can let you know. But I don't think we have a way to easily do that. I think you'd have to put some glue down to stick the flock to. If we wanted to be able to have that option, we would need to beg Michelle to make this into a stickies, a foil, adhesive transfer product to be able to use the flock with it. Hi, Jody. Hello, friend. Jody, don't look at my nails. I didn't have time to paint them. I'm gonna hide them from you. I took my nail polish off, so that was first step because they were a mess after using gel on Monday. And I'm going to get them painted for my trip tomorrow, but I haven't done it yet. Because like I said, a million things going on here. All right. So what I want to do today is I want to use the little elephant again, but I'm going to show you a different way altogether to use him. A thing I love to do with solid stamps. I've done it many a time because it's one of my favorite little techniques because I love coloring. And so, a stamp like that, you can't necessarily color if you just, oh gosh, I can't get this in here. We will worry about that later after the live because it's not going back in. Yeah, that would be smart, Lee. How fast can you do press on nails? Do you just go press, press, press? Are they done really super quick? Because if so, I really should get some for times like this. I'm sure you guys don't all come here for my lovely nails anyway, but sometimes it would be nice for them to not be looking terrible. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have some craft paper here. Now I don't know if you can tell, maybe I shouldn't even admit it to you, but there's a little bit of glitter that kind of got off of something I was doing. Yeah, the animals would look very neat flocked. I love that idea, Connie. It's a really great idea. Okay. Oh, Jennifer supports my natural nails. Thank you. And Jody's my twin. Yay. Ooh, that was really loud. Sorry. Hey, Brennan, how are you? After school time for you? I hope not in the library today. Welcome. Barb. Hello, Barb. Going to see Barb this weekend out in Iowa. Looking forward to that. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I was at the OCC live as well. So I had to get over here and get on my own live. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my little elephant, like I mentioned, because I love him. Oh, Brennan. Brennan drinks way too much coffee, you guys. Nah, he can live his own life, but I feel like I have to be his crafty mom sometimes. Hi, Susan. Glad you made it here. All right. So I'm going to get out my, it's right here in front of me. Yay. My white unicorn. I use the Hero Arts Unicorn white pigment. I don't think Pink and Main has a pigment ink. So I'm going to use my Hero Arts, but forgive me if we do, and I'm forgetting. We do have an embossing and watermark ink, and you could do the same technique with an embossing ink as well. So I know it's only Wednesday, but since I'm flying out in the morning, I'm curious, does anyone else have some fun plans for this coming weekend? I'm going to Iowa. I keep saying Idaho because I'm sure the people of Iowa and Idaho would be offended by that, but I can't get my eyes straight. I was even saying I was going to Boise, which is just so wrong. And my husband's like, well, that's not going to work because I got your hotel reservation in Des Moines. I'm like, oh, that's right. That's where I'm going. The other city I know in an I state. So, all right. Just use this real quick to clean this up a little. And I did have a sticky mat in here. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm using a sticky mat. Set that aside. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, Brennan. I don't want to hear it. Don't go the wrong city. I won't, don't worry. I'm just drying this a little bit really quickly. I don't know if you can hear me while this is going, but Jennifer, you're going to the Boston Lights at the zoo tonight, a very little cool lantern thing. That sounds really cool. Is it a lantern thing, kind of like you're going to be in a scene out of Tangled with all the little lanterns going up in the sky? Or are they lanterns just on the ground? That's good. So have you guys done this kind of coloring before? So I have my white stamped elephant. And now I'm going to take my pencils here. Aren't they lovely? I got this little turning around little holder for them. See, it's in a little turntable base. Anyway, have my pencil sharpener at the ready. And can you see, I guess that's going to focus on my pencils. So I need to get that out of the way. So I'm just going to use this as a guide now to color now that it is stamped in white. And I'm just going to, just start. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do here. A key to coloring with pencils, I think, is having them very, very sharp. Something I got drilled into me by Kathy Rakusin way back when she was doing her coloring challenges and stuff. And of course, can you guys hear my dog? I'm curious if you can. She's outside on our patio on the floor above me, but she decided that she needed to start barking because she said, oh, she must be going live, so I need to start barking. Oh, huge animal-shaped lanterns. Interesting. And I'll hold this up in a second. Do the little toenails. So I'm just using this as a guide to color so I can, have a guide. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Going in with a second color just to add a little bit of shadow to it. But I'll tweak this as I go around and add more color. Now, even where the white is, right now what I colored was basically holes in the white. I added some pinks to that part of it. Yeah, you can color the negative spaces, but I'm not only going to do that, Holly. I'm going to go right over the white now. So this is one of my favorite things to do. Oh, are you in Iowa, Kathy? There's a stamp store there that I'm going to go to right outside of Des Moines called Memory Bound Scrapbooks. I can't wait for that. These are my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils is what I'm using. You could use Prismas as well, whatever colored pencils you like. I'm going to take some grays here. Just want to make sure I get all, there's cold grays and there's warm grays. So I just want to have a little flight, I guess you could say, of cold grays. So I have 1, 2, and 4. That'll work. And I'm going to start doing that as well. And so now I'm going to go right over the white. And I go back and forth about what parts I want. I don't know. I don't have any really rules or anything of how I'm coloring this. But just trying to add some shading and shadowing to it as I color, just like you would with your markers or coloring a regular image with pencils. And I use one pencil to blend, I use my pencils to blend each other, if that makes sense. I'm blending this gray out a little with my lighter gray, and then I'll go in with the lightest gray and blend that out. I'm just using this white ink as the guide of where to color. And so that is right over the white ink. And I'm doing it on craft cardstock today, which the Pink and Main is called Brownstone. I like to do this on black cardstock. I like to do it on navy. I did that last night, actually. Let's see. Lee's saying, I don't think of white as a base. I usually use my white pencil. It's not necessarily meant to be a base necessarily, Lee, because I'm coloring both where there's white pigment ink and where there's not. The elephant stamp like that is basically just for me to be able to see where to color. So I'm just using that as my whole image to color, if that makes sense. I don't know that the white I put down first is helping me blend it all. Maybe it is a little, I don't know, but that's kind of not the reason I did it, if that makes sense. So you could also, like I said, you could stamp this with a light ink. You could stamp it with a watermark ink, whatever it is that you want to use to be able to see the image. I find the white pigment is easier to see with my old eyes than the watermark ink, but either one would work. Especially when you're on like a black cardstock. This technique really looks awesome on black. I highly recommend that as well. But I was in a craft kind of mood today. Now that let me get a little blue for his eye. Just randomly grabbing pencils here. I can work on his trunk area a little more. I started on his trunk, but then I thought, well, I think I want to get the green down on those little leaves on his trunk before I get too carried away with this part. Yeah, it could be making this. And sometimes when you're coloring and you have that white base, you get kind of like just this little bit of an edge of white along the outside of your image. And it kind of looks cool too. Like almost like a little highlight left behind. So I do love that as well about using the white pigment ink. And I can go back in, like if I say, well, maybe I do want to put some darker shadowing under his chin like this. I can go back in with, I don't have to go in order of these colors that I'm doing, if that makes sense. So there's some more. Because I'm me, I have to still give him a little bit of a rosy cheek. Like what kind of elephant wouldn't have rosy on his cheek, right? These a little more definition because I think I kind of messed up that one. Lost it a little. Take a blue for these little swirlies. I'm back in with my lightest gray here. On some of this, see how there's like a little separation right there, and there was between the legs. I'm kind of coloring right over that and not leaving the separation there. So on this one, I'll probably put like a little bit of a darker gray here for that shadow that would be under his ear. Go around these a little bit. Okay, I think I want to put a little, maybe not the very darkest, but I want to put some gray here as well. I don't know. Guess I will use the darkest to define his ear. And I spin my paper a lot when I'm coloring. Do you guys do that rather than trying to be a contortionist with my hand, my wrist? I can spin it around to get to where I want to be with my coloring. Let me get a darker blue. I'm just going to outline these little swirls a little to give them a shadow on one side. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. Got to bring in some purple because I'm me. There's like little dots. Sometimes I have to go back to my like my reference photo if I can't remember exactly what was in the original, because there's like two little dots here. They kind of got lost a little bit in the pigment ink. Or I could just color over them because it's not like the dots have to be there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and color the laughing at Brennan, who has a future life in the circus. Let's see. It looks like everyone today is joining from who's commenting is on YouTube, because sometimes I forget that we're live on both YouTube and Facebook. And so sometimes I just kind of comment on something that if you're on the other platform, you might not even see what the comment was that I'm commenting on, if that makes sense. So I apologize when I do that if it's confusing and you don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Paul, it's one of my favorite. Paul is saying that the technique is amazing, and it's one of my favorites. Like whenever I see a solid stamp, you know, some people do beautiful silhouettes and different things with solid stamps, and I love it. But my favorite go-to when I see a solid stamp is to stamp it in white and color it, because I just love coloring more, which is not everyone, but it is me. So it's a good technique to have in your back pocket for times like that. I can't decide sometimes between the blue or the greens, but I think these little swirly things should be blue. This one's more of a swirly thing. All right, let's go back into some grays for the elephant. I mean, I also could have just left the elephant white, but, you know, I wanted to be able to color the whole thing. And again, I do try to keep my pencil sharp. Brennan's over here commenting on both Facebook and YouTube, just because, you know. Am I getting my, nope, I still am not getting my hair in the thing. Jennifer Engel. To show you guys this one because it's funny. How many, so do you have more than one compact die cutting machines? How many mini ones do people need in their lives? I have way too many die cutting machines, so I cannot I cannot laugh at anyone for that, I have to say. I did, and I actually just bought my first electric machine. I haven't had an electric one. I always just turn the crank. Oh no, that's not true. Lee, you know I'm lying. I have a Gemini. What was I thinking when I just had those words come out of my mouth? I'm getting rid of my Gemini though, just cause, and then I got an Empress to try. So, oh my gosh, my brain is mush today, I tell you. Telling lies on my live. At least I catch my lie right away. So there's that. That's funny. I literally for a second there thought it was my first time having one. That's so weird. This is my first Empress, though. Empress. Lee knows that I have a die cutting machine problem and have way too many of them. The part of the thing is part of why I have a lot of die cutting machines is I've had times in my Stampy life where I've had to do a whole bunch of kitting for classes, especially for retailers. And so I have people over to do die cutting with me. And so having multiple, many die cutting machines has been very, very helpful, actually. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. My story. Right, going back in and adding a little more shadow in some places. Just kind of putting darker. I'm not great at figuring out where to put shadows and whatever highlights. I just kind of do what feels right. But I'm just trying to put some along the backs of each leg. Kind of went out of the lines a little, but can't tell. I'll hold this up again in a second here. Oops. You can kind of tell when you go into a new area because it gets a little bolder. That's where we are so far. Looking pretty fun, right? Team Empress. So Kathy, is Scott actually there, or is it all you? Are you both on that? I'm just curious. Brienne, that's why I had a Gemini. I actually have done some kitting with my Gemini. So I don't use it like in my day-to-day crafting. And I think that's why it just kind of slipped my brain for a moment there, because I never use it when I'm just making cards. It's more of I get it out and take it into my kitchen when I'm mass producing kind of situation. And it's been great for that. Super great. But my plates are a mess, and I don't know. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the Gemini, but I wanted to try the Empress since everybody loves it so much. And I'm going to try to sell my Gemini on the Facebook Marketplace if you're in the Atlanta area, FYI. Yeah. Brendan did a class for stores back in July. I got to meet him in person out in Las Vegas. And he did it for a company called Notions, which, if you're not familiar with that, they are a distributor. So they carry like a lot of, pretty much everything. I don't know, a lot of brands. And stores will order from them so that they can order, all the different things at once. Just kind of like as a stamper, if you want to go to one of the places like Simon or scrapbook.com to be able to order a bunch of things from one place. That's kind of what the distributors do for stores as well. And so Brendan was out there teaching a class. Oh, hello, everybody. Here I am with my wet hair. I did absolutely nothing to make that happen. And here I am on screen. So let's get rid of me. Anyway, so that's what he was talking about. He did a kit that had lots and lots of die cuts, which always makes kitting more difficult. So I'm glad you love seeing my face. I'm not feeling it today, though. Yeah, not every company has giant minimums, though, Jennifer. Actually, most the ones I have worked for don't actually have huge minimums for stores. It's just that it's just, you know, shipping from each store and everything else. So it's just kind of nice for them to have a one-stop shopping kind of place. Yeah, that's why you're evil, Brennan. You didn't have to kit it yourself. You just made everybody else do all that work. Yeah, I'm sure, Brianne, I think you've done way more. Let's just say that. Okay, what else? Does this need anything else? Have I gotten kind of everything? Let's see. Might give it a little more on the toes. But that's it. That's all I was going to kind of show you for today, is how to do this and how I think it's fun. I haven't done this blue around the lighter blue. That's one thing I wanted to get done. And I will make this into a card of some sort, probably for my release Instagram post on Friday. But I think that's fun. I'll die cut it. What do you think I should put on this card? I'm not sure. Okay, I'll go ahead and put my mugshot on here. Why not? So I can say. So I think that's it for today. I think I'm going to end a little early because I need to get ready. I need to do a million things before I leave tomorrow. But I don't know. Do you guys have any suggestions on how I should finish this card? What should I put with it? I'm not sure. I wonder if there's something from the release. Maybe he'll stand in front of some foil. Oh, you know what? You guys wanted to see me foil that other piece. I'm not going to leave yet. I'm going to get out my mink and show you that as well. And then I'm going to go pack and finish my work for the day of things I need to get done before we leave and all that. So back to the overhead she goes. And let me get out my mink here. Turning it on at the back. A little on button. Oops, I didn't even get it on camera today. On button. And then I'm going to put it on 3. Gonna pick a foil. Do you guys have any foils from our foiling the other day that you're wishing you could see in action? Because I could pick one of those to do with it. Put my pencils away while we're thinking about that and letting my machine heat up. And if you guys try, you know, if you ever try the coloring that I just did, I'd love to see. You could always tag me on the Instagram. I'm Create with Libby. I'd love to see what you make. So you can always do that. If you haven't friended me, I guess it's not friending on Instagram, but whatever. I consider it friending. If you haven't followed me, that's who I am on there. Foil. Okay. Just needs a background. Maybe it could be this background that we're about to foil. That's an idea. Okay, where did I do with that panel? There it is. I was trying to keep it, you know, you don't want dust and stuff on your foiling, and it's been kind of sitting on my desk. So I don't know. We'll see how well this goes. And actually, this is my very first time doing this kind of foiling anyway. So this is just a little test for me. I don't know where my cute little brush is for brushing this off. Hello, where did I put it? It's not in the drawer where it's supposed to be. You know, maybe I put it up by my foil. I did. It's exactly where I put it. It's on my foil shelf. Yeah, shameless plug. Why not? Pink foil. Looks good on black. Like how you think, Holly, and I bet Lee would like how you think as well. What I really should do is one of the new foils for the release, but I don't know if it would go as well with this. But there is the pink on there. I haven't put my foils on a ring yet, but you know, I have my little swatches here to look through. I put them in alphabetical. I might have to change it to rainbow. Maybe I'll do shattered pink. I think that'll be cool. So this one's shattered pink. Kind Kind of looks like shattered glass. I love these foils too, Carol. So we call them cheer foils. Get him out of the way. I'm going to move my pencils. I feel like they might be causing shadows and who knows what on here. My beloved Spellbinder scissors that cut this foil so easily. Which could be by design because the foil that is for the glimmer, the Spellbinder's foil, is a different kind of foil. In case you're new to foiling here, I just want to make that clear. This is foil that you use with toner panels, like those foilables I was showing earlier. Or in this case, if you weren't here earlier, what this is a thing I prepared on Monday. Let it dry completely. It's with this glossy gel. And I just put the glossy gel through a stencil with a palette knife and then let it dry completely. So this has been sitting since, what did I just say? Since Monday. And with this kind of foiling, you want to make sure you don't have any dust. I can actually see myself brushing off dust on this. Might even be particles from my cardstock that I just had laid on there. So you definitely want to try to make sure you don't have particles or things that will block the transfer. Because if there's something between the thing you're foiling and the foil, it's going to make it so it doesn't work nicely. So I am dusting this off as well. You could use a Swiffer sheet for this, but I just love my little brush. It's so cute. Okay. You know what? So sometimes in this foil, you'll get a little seam, and I see one right there. So I'm sorry, but I'm gonna switch it out because I don't want to have that in my background. I'll save that piece of foil that I cut to use on something smaller where I can go around where that happened. But I don't want it right on my background. Can you see what I'm talking about here? I noticed it on the back side how there's this line right here. You can kind of see it, and it shows up on the front. So just, watch out for that. There's 25 feet of foil on here. So, it's not like I don't have enough foil to spare to do this. But I will save that piece for sure and use it on something else. I just didn't want to have it show up in my background. And I'm not even sure how much you'd be able to see it, but since I can see it with my eyes before I foil, I feel like I would be able to see it. So again, I'm going to do some dusting. And I'm kind of brushing this lightly. I don't want to scrape it with my little duster. Okay, now cross your fingers that this will work the way we want it to. I'm going to put it in my little carrier sleeve. Just want to make sure that my panel is in the sleeve. My green light is on, so I know that it's time to foil. And I will scoot that over a little. And I want to put this in straight and just push it right through. Holds breath that it'll work. I just don't even know. This may be, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't practiced to make sure that this is the right setting. I mean, I usually use 3 for everything with foiling, but we'll see. We'll see how it does. All right, just like if I was foiling a foilable toner sheet, I would want to wait for this to cool off a little before I peel off the foil. You don't want to peel it off when it's still hot. You'll get less success, I guess I'm trying to say. All right. Peel and reveal. By George, I think it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Look. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how pretty. Look, look, look. Brienne, this is your mixed media solution for using foil, right? Because you can do that with any stencil. You could do like not such a perfect all over background. You could do something more like this, where you have it here and there all over, put your foil down through it. The only thing is you have to let it dry completely before you go through, but that is just so pretty. Oh my gosh. And those facets in the shattered pink. There are little spots where it missed, which, you know, is going to happen more with something like this gel, but you know, who cares? You can barely tell when you're just looking at that beautiful background. It's so pretty. That makes me happy. There's one other thing I wanted to try. I should go because I have so much to do, but you guys wanted to see one more thing, right? Since I have my make heated up and ready, there's another foilable in this release on Friday. There's a couple more actually, but I love this one with the trees. So it has solid trees, you know, both ways, where this one's going to make the trees with a white background. And I wanted to try that with one of the new foils. And then look at these. This kind of bear is like my favorite thing. Whenever you're in the woods, not in the woods, but in an area that with like a souvenir shop for wooded stuff, you always see that little bear. And I just love him. So cool. I love the paw with the mountains and all this. I mean, this makes me also think of Western North Carolina right now with everything going on. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so I think this bear is going to be beautiful in purple. I think I have to make him purple. One thing about these foiling panels, foilables, is you can do the foiling and then you can also ink blend on top of it after you foil. But what I wanted to try is with these trees, is taking this new foil, which to me, it's called Vintage Black, but to me, it just reminds me of like a birch tree. And so I thought that might be kind of cool going across this this panel. So I wanted to try that as well. So since I have it out and I'm foiling, I might as well try it. You know, it's not like I have a million things to do. It's all good. And this foil again is launching on Friday with the October release. It's called Vintage Black. There's also a, this one was in the foil of the month, but it also releases separately on Friday, and it's called Wild Thing Tan. And it has that animal print. So a couple cool new foils coming out on Friday. So let me go ahead and do this. Dog is barking again. You want to kind of make sure it's straight, you know, so that those stripes will be kind of going across the trees and not at a diagonal. Actually, just move that. Still not straight. There we go. All right. Hey, Jen Shirkus. Hello there, my friend. Doing a little foiling. Oop, I have a little wrinkle at the bottom here. Hold on a second. There we go. So I'm putting it in seam side in first, straight as I can. I'm hoping that my friend Jen Shirkus, when I go to Crop on the Cape, which is going to be next March, and Jen's going to have registration for that sometime this fall, and it's going to be awesome. And hopefully she doesn't mind that I say I'm going to be teaching some classes at it. I'm hoping I could also do a little demo, Jen, out in the hallway of foiling. I think that'd be fun too. So I don't know if I told you that or asked for that. So if you don't have room, that's fine. But anyway, I'd be interested while I'm thinking of it. Holly, you're doing the Creative Journey Art Retreat this fall, though, right? I think, or wait, no, which one are you doing? You're doing the virtual Creative Journey Art Retreat, I think, right? Okay. So again, let it cool off before we pull it off. Jen, look at what we did. This is with a gel medium that you can put through a stencil and then let it dry completely and then foil it. And it's so pretty. So that's what we did that you missed. And then we also colored somewhere in my pile. I did the technique same that I did last night with white pigment ink on craft with a solid stamp and then just colored it with my pencils. So one of my favorite things to do. Okay. Oh yeah. That's so cool. Now, does that look like birch trees or what? I love that. So fun. So fun. So I'm going to have to make something with that as well. There's some cute bears in this release beyond the foiling ones, which I think I might have to, let's see. This was part of the Crafty Courtyard kit, so this is not secret. It's already been shown to people, but this releases on Friday, and it's so cute. And I'm thinking maybe my little bears need to be in the forest with my birch trees that I just made. Aspens. Is that what it'd be more? Aspens? I don't know. It looks like trees. Anyway, it looks like bark of trees. I guess that's what I should say. That makes me happy too. All right. I'm just in a mood. I'm not going to end this yet. You can, if you guys are tired of me foiling, that's fine. You can leave me. I'm okay. But I want to do this one too, because I just love these. And I want to try my bear in purple since I'm on a, look how big they are. Oh, that paw. I wasn't even picturing it that big, but that's super cool. So you just put a message on there and it's a really beautiful card front. Look at how pretty that is. And then we have the messages that you could use, you know, foil and use. Oh my gosh, the bear, he's so big. Why was I not picturing these so big? I guess because I look at that little picture and I can't use my imagination. But I want to try in purple. I know you're shocked that I would be doing purple, but thought I'd just do something outside the box. No, I'm kidding. This is so big that you could even, if you wanted to, you could try to do selective foiling. Like I could put a color down here and a different color up there. Should we try that? Will I mess it up? I only have 2 bears, so I don't want to mess them up. But let's see. Let's look behind me here. Should he be striped? Or should he be full on like amethyst? Try it. So maybe a green and a purple. Do we like that idea? Someone tell my dog to quit barking. I know the answer is always yes. I'm the one that should be saying no because I really do need to get ready. This is going to be a little hard right there. It's fine though if I get a little, you know, a little green there where it's purple the rest. Do we like these two together or should I do like the lavender tinsel and have them both tinsel and tinsel? Let's see. Or I could do teal. Jen Shirka says here, I could forget about my blue and do a teal sky. Blue, my purple. Oh gosh. Lee does like the green though. You know what we could do? Okay. Since it's a sky, you do you. Thank you. I might forget the purple and do this one, which is sparkle blue, because remember the sparkles in this one are little stars, some of them. And so it'd be kind of like a starry sky with that. I only have one dog, Kathy, right? I'm forgetting who Scott is. I think it's Kathy. She's a little terrier mutt. So. Do what makes you smile. I think having little stars in my starry sky makes me smile, so I'm going to do that. We need a sparkle purple that has the stars in the purple. I don't think I have that. I don't know if Michelle's watching, but Michelle, take note. I have to send her an email after this. Say, I need it. I could get real fancy and put like a different, I'm just doing 2 colors because this is my first time trying this, and I can't get too fancy because, you know, I might just mess up. And just a reminder of what we did on Friday is I did my swatch cards, which Pink and Main carries these swatch cards, which are really cool for the foil. But then I also made the squares that are on the bottom of all my boxes because I have them lined up on my shelf, you know, like this, so I can see what each foil is really easy by looking at it, which before I'd have to kind of pull them out a little, look at the sides, try to figure stuff out. And this makes my life so much easier. And I'm so happy that I took the time to do it on Friday. And then it also went into Saturday because it was quite a long time consuming process. And I'm lucky enough to have all the colors. But if you are starting to collect the colors, I recommend you get going on that right away so that you know, do it as you go instead of having to do it all in one shot. So like I said, we're going to have a little bit of a overlap of color. Do I want to, let's see, I could either make some of the tips of the trees blue, or I could make some of the bottoms of the mountains green. I don't know. Overthinking things, I'm sure. Where'd my little plastic carrier go? There it is. Oh, you know what's going to happen though? I think I need to put them down at the same time, actually, not do them separately, because that black would transfer, that toner would get onto my my carrier sheet, and we don't want that. So you have to actually put down all the colors in one pass. Now that I think this through, I'm glad I realized that before I put it through. Oh, Sterling. Oh, I should do another one for you, Sterling, in purple, because I'm with you on that. Okay, so did you catch what I said about this? You don't want to have toner exposed when you go through, because it will transfer to your little carrier thingy, and that would just, you know, not be fun. Oh my gosh. So crooked. All this manhandling, there's a good chance I'm going to have dust on here as well, but we're not going to sweat the small stuff. We're just going to do it. It's going to be fun. Okay. Ooh, that's okay. Okay, all the toners covered, and we have 2 colors in here, and we're going to give it a try and see what happens. And again, the toner sheets that I'm using are not going to be in the shop, in the Pink and Main store or with our retailers until Friday, but they will be there on Friday, okay? Yeah, it's easy to foil the plates and stuff in your, and the shim in your glimmer. That's right. I don't know what happens, Brienne, honestly, if it gets on there. I'll try to get that answer before I do another foiling live. It might be fine. It might just be a cosmetic thing where you don't want your little folder to look ugly, or it might transfer. I'm not sure. So I'll get an answer to that one because I'm not sure. Rite of passage. All right, let it cool down again before we pull it off. Hello, LQM in San Jose. Welcome. I am almost done. I was going to make this a short live, and now I'm over an hour in. Oh, well. All right, so here's the top half of our bear. And there's the bottom. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So if you really wanted to be particular, you could cut your foil around a little bit to cover up so that all your green is on your trees, but I don't mind if I have a little blue at the tips of my trees. It doesn't matter. It's just a little line between the two. Actually, I can see a line of toner. I'm not sure how that would have happened since I had foil all the way up, but whatever. It's all good. I wonder if I put it through again, if it would transfer on that little bit. Did I get a line on my carrier? No. Maybe it just couldn't reach it very well with the overlap right there. I'm going to, okay, at the risk of making a mess, I'm going to put that back through and see if those little lines will cover or if it can't get to it now. I'm not sure. We're going to just give it a try. Did you guys could you even see what I was talking about? I'm not sure if it shows up on the camera, but there was just a little bit of a black line between the two colors for some reason unknown to me. So Leslie, I hope that "are you kidding" is like a good thing and not I'm not sure when you said it, but I hope I didn't like say something wrong. But and so you could piece together a negative bear somehow. That seems hard to me. I'm not sure I'm going to do that, but you could. Okay. Cool down again. Good, Leslie. I'm glad that's all it was. So I didn't worry about messing up the other areas where it was white because the foil is not going to transfer where there's no toner. So having that like that is not going to be a problem, right? I'm letting this dry or cool off, I mean, and I just want to see if that little bit covered. It did. I can see less black. There used to be more of a black line right there. So that did work. So if you have a little missing piece, you can do that. But look at how fun that is. Oh my gosh, I love this. And so I could just take a little message. Let me see if any of these would be good. Well, I could just do thanks. Thanks a ton. It's your day, go wild. I could leave it black and just put that message on there and bam, done. Or I could do this again in the blue and then have like blue, or I could even pull out the purple that I was sad I never used. Should we make a message? Why stop now, right? Do a hello there. Happy birthday. When's Lee's birthday? Maybe I should send this to Lee for her birthday, my mountain friend. I can barely wait to hug you. There we go. That's what has to go with my bear. And again, I cut these out ahead of time because I was just using a black message, but you could do the whole panel in one pass with foiling, or you can cut out them separately and do it like I'm doing here. So I'm going to try my purple on this one. And since it is solid and this is like a solid color of purple, I'm going to cross my fingers and toes that I don't leave any dust on there because it will really show up. But we'll give it a try. And again, I just have a hard time in here, especially because first of all, I haven't dusted this craft room and I don't even know how long. And then my cat's hair, I get cat hair sometimes in my foiling. And when you get that, you get a whole little line of missing foil, which is sad. Although I always blame my cat, but one time I looked, my cat is black and my dog is like a orangey brown color, and the hair was actually orange. It was not black. So I need to stop always blaming my cat because my dog is always in here as well. And so they're both just shedding their hair all over my projects. I said innocently, I'm just going to use a little purple. You guys don't mind, right? Right. Back in here. Just want to make sure again that my foil is completely covering. It doesn't need to be straight or anything like that for this one because it's not lining up with anything. Oh gosh, I feel like I can see dust already. I don't know. Give it a try. I just saw your comment, Lee. It's in April, but I can send it early. Oh, and then I didn't do the happy birthday. I'm such a tease. I swear, once you start this foiling, it's just hard to stop because it's so much fun. And this is all new to me. Leslie, are we supposed to dust our craft room? Well, I would say no because I never do. Okay, it looks like, oh no, that's fine. That is fine. No dust. Yay. Well, maybe a little at the bottom. Shh. No, it's fine. So these are like kind of die cut in a machine at Pink and Main. So sometimes you get like little, you know, like little pieces of paper from separating them. You can just kind of cut that off or whatever you need to do. But look at how pretty. Is that shine showing up? Right there. So pretty. And then I have the negative. So I could take a piece of solid toner paper. I have white. I have the silver would probably look cool with this purple. And then I could make another message with that. So I don't want to waste that. I can get, you know, double my money or whatever you want to say on that. And then I can put this, I can barely wait to hug you right here and bam, finished card. Done. I think these are slightly smaller than A2. I think they're actually 4 by 5 1/4. So they can be matted to make your A2 card. And hi, Roberta. Sorry, I haven't said hello yet. I'm glad you caught me at the end. I really should be leaving soon because I need to get ready for my trip tomorrow. But yay. All right. I'm not going to leave though, because I want to make sure you guys know what I'm talking about with using the negative on that. So we're going to do that. And then I'm really going to go. So I usually use the white toner panels, toner sheets. They're kind of my favorite, but I'm going to try silver this time and just see. Jen's going up to Scrappy Chic, right? Up in Michigan to teach one of her awesome classes. So that's the silver toner paper. Oh, Brennan. I swear you're like my kids, just harassing me all the time. I'm just going to cut this bigger and then I can trim it down after I foil it in my trimmer. Just heard my daughter. She's home from school. Coming down the stairs. Her bedroom and my craft room are both in the basement of my house in the downstairs. All right. Oh, again, I should have cut. I'm going to cut this smaller because this is toner. Again, I don't want this hanging off the edges. I want it to be totally covered with my foil. It's all crooked and weird, but that's okay. I'll fix that after. No, Libby, darn it. Now you made it too short. Dag nabbit. It's because my original piece was kind of small, so I don't have a lot of extra give on this. Okay. So we have this. I have my toner It's like living on the edge a little, but I have it all covered with my foil. I didn't dust that second piece, so that may have been a mistake. Look at that. I'm like cutting it almost exact same size, trying to make my life as difficult as possible. Holly, I don't know. Maybe you did get me to say dag nabbit. I do say that though. Lately, I've also been saying jeepers, which is fun. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I am. Yeah, the bear is beautiful. So make sure on Friday when we have this launch, you guys grab this beautiful foil set. I absolutely love it. Love the woods, love the mountains. So that just, when I saw it in the release from Michelle, I was like, oh, I love that set so much. So I'm gonna have to foil the other panels as well because there's 4 different designs in that set. There's the paw, the circle, the deer, and then the bear, and all beautiful, all big like that. All right, and now here is my negative of this message. Yeah, I got a little boo-boo on my Y, but that's okay. And then I'll trim that. So you can see those little pieces hanging down aren't perfect, but that's okay. I'm going to trim that out. I could even take my, like a message strip kind of die and cut it out. But because I didn't dust, look, I have a little boo-boo there and a little one there. That's okay. I'd probably still use it anyway. So that's how you do that. The negative gets a little more hairy sometimes because you can see those little divots still sitting there that I lost. And when you have this, what Michelle says is you can take like a glaze pen, like a clear glaze pen, put a little dot of it there, a little bit on there, and then foil back over that once that glaze pen has completely dried, just like the our other panel that we did with the gel. I have quite a stack of stuff going on my desk. And that could fix your boo-boo. So if you have a clear glaze pen, which is like one of these, not my Stardust, this one. Right? No, that's Jelly Roll. Anyway, you know what I mean. I have the black glaze, and then there's a clear glaze. You could do a quickie glue pen as well. Yes, thank you, Roberta. That as well. You just need to make sure it's dry. So it's not, when it's first down, it's still wet, and then you want to wait for it to dry. Okay. So we did this panel with the foil. Oh, shoot. Now you're going to see what happens when you accidentally let sticky packaging stick to your foil. Does not take up the foil. That was bad, but I'm glad that didn't mess up my cool trees that I use with the vintage black that's coming out on Friday. This was with Shattered Pink, which is a foil that's been out. We did our little pencil colored elephant that I'm going to use on this card. And then we did the foiling of this beautiful new set that is actually called Mountain Views Foilable Panels. Comes with 2 each, the bear, the circle, the deer, and the paw. And those come out on Friday. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. This went way longer than I thought it would. I thought it'd be a short little live of just a little coloring. But I'm not going to be here on Friday. Here, I'll go back to my face. I'm not going to be here on Friday. I'm going to Iowa, not Idaho. I'm going to Iowa. And I'll be back on Monday. And I'll do a full overview of the release on Monday, but it goes live on Friday. So if you're ready to shop for some of this fun stuff, visit Pink and Main on Friday. We're going to have an Instagram hop at noon, so you can see some products in action there with the team. And I'll see you again next week. All right. So take care, everybody, and I will see you again soon. All right. Goodbye.